Hey, are you ready for your 72 questions?
Yes, I am.
What is your name?
My name is Gordon Christian Foster.
Which country are you from?
I am from St. Lucia, but fun fact, I'm also half Trinidadian.
What school do you attend?
I attend the University of the West Indies Mona campus.
What are you studying?
I'm currently studying medicine and surgery, so the MBBS program.
How long is the program?
This program typically runs for 5 years, but I'll be doing 6 years since I started 1 year in SciTech.
What year are you in?
I am in my 3rd year of studies right now.
How did you find out about UWI's medical school?
I actually found out through my sister. My sister did her clinical studies at UWI, so she kind of recommended this program to me.
Did you have to be interviewed to get into the program?
No, you actually don't, but the actual application process for MBBS is a little longer.
Did you take any gap years before medical school?
No, and sometimes I wish I did.
What do you love the most about medical school?
I think it's bringing context into a lot of things that I wanted to learn about growing up, but now I finally have context for it and I can actually understand things.
What's the application process like for medical school?
Okay, so for medical school, you do the normal application process where you give your grades, your CAPE, CSEC grades and whatnot. But it's slightly more rigorous where you have to provide a personal statement of, I think it's around 300 words. And you also have to submit a co-curricular form where you show any involvement in extracurricular activities in the past and any volunteering.
What are the requirements for med school?
Med school, so CSEC requirements, you have to have 5 subjects, at least a 3 in the sciences. So you need to do math, chemistry, biology, physics, and English.
Why did you choose medicine?
I chose medicine. This question kind of multifaceted, but one of the main reasons why I chose medicine was because I could not find any other subject in school that really brought me passion like the sciences, and I felt like I wanted to serve in some way. I really liked the aspect of like public service, so I felt like that was the best option for me.
Are you the first person in your family to go to medical school?
No, I'm not. My older sister went to medical school.
Would you like to specialize after medical school?
Oh,
If
of
so,
course.
what specialty?
Of course. So the specialty that I see myself going into, I want to go into a surgical subspecialty. Hopefully orthopedics, but I'm keeping my mind open to other specialties as well.
What first made you fall in love with the field of medicine?
I think it was when I watched the movie Gifted Hands, where it was a biography of the neurosurgeon Ben Carson, and it basically showed his life growing up, and he was pretty impoverished, and he fought through everything, and he kind of pioneered a surgical technique, and I think that just kind of really inspired me to actually like pursue this field.
Okay, why should someone choose medicine?
I think medicine is a extremely interesting way for you to give back. A lot of people, there are obviously other ways for you to give back. You can give back as an engineer, you can definitely serve as a lawyer, but I think there's something very selfless and humble about giving back in the profession of medicine.
Why should someone not choose medicine?
Don't choose it for the money because there's not much of it there, especially as an entry-level doctor. As an intern, you won't be making the bucks you think you're gonna be making.
What are the stereotypes about medical students?
Okay, stereotypes of medical students: we don't sleep, we drink a lot of coffee, we're uptight and very arrogant. That's some of the stereotypes that I've heard before.
Are the stereotypes true?
For the most part, no, but you will encounter people who have those types of personalities.
How often do you have practical or lab classes?
Okay, so since I'm finishing off the stage 1 of my degree program, which is preclinical medicine, the labs and tutorials that we would typically have are anatomy labs. So we would typically have those like I think 2 or 3 times a week. But the semester that I'm currently in, we haven't really had any labs.
Which class do you look forward to the most?
Ooh, as of right now, I would say clinical hematology.
On average, how many hours per day do you study?
So it kind of varies. I try to pace myself in the beginning of the semester, so do about 3 to 5 hours, and closer towards the ending where there's exams, I would try to push for 10 to 12 hours.
What is the most number of hours you studied consecutively?
Whew. This sounds extremely unhealthy, but last semester when we were doing 2 9 credit courses at the same time, neuroscience and urogenital system, there was one day I studied for 16 hours straight.
What time do you normally wake up?
I typically wake up around 4:30 to 5 every single day.
Are you for or against all-nighters before an exam?
Definitely against it. I think there's no point in it. The night before the exam, you need to be well rested. You need to get yourself in the frame of mind to do the exam. Unless you're extremely unprepared, which you should put yourself in that position, I wouldn't recommend it, no.
What time is your earliest class?
My earliest class starts at 8 o'clock.
What time does your last class end?
Okay, so for this semester, we typically end around 12 o'clock every day.
How many hours of sleep do you typically work on?
Could you repeat that?
How many hours of sleep do you typically work on?
Oh, I normally sleep for 5 hours every day. It's not recommended, but it works for me.
How many hours are you working on now?
I'm actually working on 6. Surprisingly, I'm working on 6 hours today.
Are you a night or a morning person?
Definitely morning. I think I work best at all times. I actually work really good in the afternoons too. So yeah.
Do you ever have to take care of a clinic patient?
No, I have not had to take care of clinic patients yet because I haven't gotten to stage 2 of my program, which is clinical medicine, but I will in a couple of weeks.
Who are you most thankful for in medical school?
Okay, I would say, it's 2 people, 2 main people. My mother, first and foremost. My mom pushes me a lot. My mother definitely pushes me a lot in medical school. And my sister, my older sister Roxanne, she definitely inspires me a lot in medicine.
What's the most interesting or funny thing that has happened in medical school?
Okay, I actually think it's this one time we were having this anatomy tutorial and a lecturer said, "I love you," and we were all just so confused as to why he said that.
What's the most common medical advice you give to people?
Be balanced. I would definitely say that's the main thing that I tell people. There's no point in trying to kill off yourself in this program. Balance is 100% important. Go do your exercises is extremely important. Get involved in school life, so student leadership, it's important. Definitely balance. That's the main thing I tell everybody.
What's your favorite nerdy random medical fact?
A random medical fact. Let's see. I think it's the fact that most people don't. I think it's a misconception, but lactose intolerance is actually not a bad thing. That's a physiological process. Most people don't know that. So people who have lactose tolerance actually have a genetic mutation.
How has being a medical student during COVID impacted you?
So medical school, when we just started off, in those first 2 years was actually pretty difficult, especially for the anatomy related courses, because we could not actually go and use the cadavers. So I would say that was the most difficult aspect of learning medicine online.
What's the hardest class you had to take in medical school?
As of right now, and it's actually very funny, me and my friends were speaking about this recently. The most difficult class that I've ever had to take was digestive system. It was just extremely detailed. Digestive system didn't only cover just like intestines and stuff. We had to know about spleen, liver. That definitely the most difficult course I've ever done.
What's your favorite class you had to take?
Favorite class, cardiovascular system. I always say that's still my favorite course. One of my best grades. I know grades, they say no grades don't really matter, but it kind of reflected in my my preparation for this exam.
Does your family ever ask you for random medical advice?
My mother, all the time, and she's always asking me something that I cannot answer. But yes, all the time.
What's the weirdest question you have ever been asked?
Ever been asked? Recently, somebody asked me how to remove an ingrown toenail, and I was very confused because we don't learn that in medical school.
If you weren't studying medicine, what would you be studying right now?
Given that I had continued my degree program in science and technology, I would have more than likely done a degree in biology and chemistry, but I think my passion would have really lied in biomedical engineering.
If you can change one thing about the medical field, what would it be?
Definitely give us longer breaks. I'm begging, give us longer breaks, especially for the clinical students who have rotations and constantly. A little week will not kill y'all. Please, just give us a little longer break, please.
What can a high school student do to prepare for medical school?
Oh boy. What really can you do to prepare for medicine? I think when I was going into med school, I was bombarded with all this information and tips and things that people thought was helpful. There's nothing that I would say that would truly change your outlook on this program, but all I would say is use the pancake analogy. So the pancake analogy is you eat 10 pancakes every day. The 10 pancakes is studying. So instead of leaving all the studying to the end of the week, so you have to eat 50 pancakes, just eat 10 every day. It helps. Just do a little bit every day, and it definitely pays off.
If you were to go back, what would you change? Like, if you were to go back, what would you do differently in your time as a medical student?
My note-taking method. I think one of my biggest flaws from my first year especially is I spent a lot of time rewriting notes, which is extremely passive, and it wasn't helpful at all. Like, I ended up wasting a lot of time, and now I take as little notes as possible so that I can maximize actually doing active recall and studying better.
What would you say to the aspiring medical student now?
An aspiring medical student. What would I have wanted to hear? Don't give up. Honestly, I didn't get in my first try, and I was a bit distraught that I had to do the year of science and technology. But definitely resilience is key, especially in this program.
Do you take classes with other people outside of your program?
I believe they include some of the other degree programs into our courses. So I think the Bachelor of Basic Medical Sciences student takes some courses with us, yes.
Did you apply to other medical schools?
Yes, I did actually. I applied to all the UWI campuses, so Kville, Mona, and St. Augustine. And I started an application for SGU in Grenada, but the tuition was just way too expensive.
What clubs and societies are you a part of?
Okay, so currently I'm a part of the FMS, so the Faculty of Medical Sciences Culture and Entertainment Affairs chairperson. I'm one of the CEACs for this year, and when I was in my second year at UWI, I served on the UWI Surgical Society as the head of anatomy.
What is your favorite thing to do when you're not studying?
Play the guitar, 100%. That's the first thing I do after a stressful day. I pick up my guitar and I just try to de-stress.
Who's your inspiration or role model?
I believe this is the third or fourth time I'm saying this video, but it's my sister Roxanne.
What's your favorite mantra?
Mantra. One starfish at a time. A lecturer gave us this basically this story about how I can't remember the details of the story, but I think a little child was picking up had a lot of starfish on a beach to pick up, and they just kept saying one starfish at a time. You just pick up one starfish at a time.
How do you stay motivated?
I genuinely don't believe motivation exists. I feel like it's this program, because of how intense it is, it's pretty discouraging at times, and motivation is something that it comes and it goes. I think it's just important to just remember why you started. That kind of keeps me grounded. Like, I did not start just to stop midway. I started so that I can complete the program.
If you could have dinner with anyone, who would it be?
Dinner. Oh boy. I actually really want to meet Roger Federer. That is my favorite tennis player of all time. I actually really want to have dinner with him.
What's your favorite dish to eat?
Favorite dish to eat? You can't go wrong with brown stew chicken and rice.
Do you have a favorite restaurant?
A favorite restaurant? Yes, actually. Back home in St. Lucia, we had this like coffee shop type of restaurant thing called Rituals. I love going there.
How much water should you be drinking every day?
I think everybody should try to have like 3 liters of water a day. I think that should be good enough. But I drink like almost six liters of water a day.
Favorite healthy snack?
Favorite healthy snack? I'll take granola bars. Yeah.
Favorite cheat snack?
I really like sweet things. I would say cinnamon rolls. Yeah, I really like cinnamon rolls.
Favorite type of music?
Favorite type of music? Oh boy, I listen to everything. I'd say, like right now, I'd say rap. Yeah, rap.
Favorite medical TV series?
The Good Doctor. The Good Doctor, for sure.
Pineapple on pizza or not?
Definitely not. Listen to me. Do not put pineapple on a pizza. It's blasphemy.
Coffee, tea, or soda?
Coffee. 100% coffee. I'm a coffee connoisseur.
Milk or cereal first?
Milk or cereal first? Cereal first.
Night in or night out?
Night in, definitely. Now I'm kind of introverted, so night in.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. I'm a dog person.
Apple or Android?
Apple. Apple.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
What should persons do after watching this video?
You should like, comment, and subscribe.
Wait, where can persons see more of you?
So you could find me on Instagram at Christo_MF. You could also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christian Foster. You could also find me on Twitter at Christo M Foster.